Joe, Doug, thank you very much. You guys just in the last hour and a half or so have sent me an email, sponsored this show with your fan funding donations, and I want to thank everyone who's doing that. Dollars here and dollars there. Those guys also shared with me some amazing stories. I did a pretty much heartfelt set of videos about what's going on in my life dealing with these sadistic whores. And you guys shared some stories, and it's amazing how my story, your story, the stories of other men, they are so similar. It's not a coincidence. It's not. It can't be a coincidence. Or somehow, magically, the 10 guys in the United States of America that had corrupt women, we just happened to all find each other. What a fucking miracle, huh? Well, I don't think so. I really don't think that's the case. I think it's very common. I think it's more common than anyone wants to know. And I think it's the reason that feminist women fear exposure through Mgtow. And the stories that were shared with me today and in the comments section the last few days are amazing. Simply amazing. And that men, Mgtow men, are not afraid to go to other men and say, you gotta check this out. You gotta do it. You gotta look and listen to what these Mgtow video providers are saying. And I don't mean just me, I mean all of them. All of us. And that includes people in the comments. Because men feel alone. Men feel like we are isolated, separated, and then picked on and destroyed. And the terrible thing is that's true. We are isolated from the herd of other men in a relationship. We are separated off. And then women, whether it's our mothers even, and my mother's guilty as many women, for telling their sons to treat women nice when that was the last thing I should have done. Women, sisters, aunts, co-workers, friends that try and befriend you, women that try and befriend you and be nice, and then give you sage advice about how to please and pleasure and satisfy your woman. They're telling you, they're using shame and guilt, social pressure to bring you under control. So one of the things that I have continuously touched on, and I've never really fully addressed, and we're going to do it in this video, is, are all women feminists? The reason that's important is because I see feminism not as something that I was naturally born to hate, but I see feminism as a social agenda that has worked its way into my life and has destroyed me, and I see it destroying other men's lives. And I see it. In every woman that's a feminist, I see a human being that was manipulated and trained to think and operate a certain kind of way. And that certain kind of way pulled them away from their natural role, their natural self, and made them into an evil, twisted being, as if they're possessed. That's what I see feminists as, because they don't act like women. Not the women we're supposed to believe they are, full of love and goodness. The moment you don't make a woman like that happy and she turns on you, she's not full of love and goodness. You see the contempt, the control, the materialism and manipulation. You see it all. And I keep reading this from you guys. And I want it to keep showing up in the comments. I want it to keep showing up in the emails. Tell me your stories. Put your stories down here. Because they are not rare. They are in every man's life who has been involved with a woman to some degree. You're not allowed to be a man. Right? You cannot stand up to them. You are suckered in with feelings of goodness and love. And the last few emails have really told me about that. It's been amazing how they were tricked, how they were told, and then how they were cheated on and destroyed. Good cigar. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. What I see, what I hear, is that men are being victimized without their knowing it. They are being brainwashed into being, I believe the term was, as a cart horse, a plow horse. It's not uncommon. It is extremely common. It is every relationship. And here's what I've noted by the comments and the emails I've gotten. That men don't know what's happening. They don't see it. They don't realize it. And that everything I say, or as much as can be believed that everything I say, is that women do it unconsciously because they themselves are indoctrinated into feminist mentality. They do grow up learning social gimmicks and tricks. And then when they get older and they learn about feminism and what they can get from men, they turn those social gimmicks that are supposed to be designed for keeping women in line with each other, by the way. Maybe I'll do a video on that later. They instead turn it on to a man and use social manipulation and tricks and guilt to keep the man in line, with an ever distancing goal of satisfaction for him as she gets more and more and collects more of his soul, more of his life's effort, and puts it in her corner for her disposal. So let's get back to the original question. Are all women feminists? Yes. The answer is no, but you'll never see them. If you're past the age of 22, you'll never see one. You know, like a fucking unicorn or a Bigfoot. You're just not gonna see them. UFO maybe. Not gonna see it. Or if you see it, you won't even know you're seeing it. It's gonna be so well hidden, so well camouflaged, that you just won't see it. Just as a horse looks like a unicorn, or a unicorn is supposed to look like a horse, you won't notice the difference because they share so many other characteristics that by time you would ever figure it out, the unicorn is gone. I believe there are real women, but you're not going to hear from them because they're quiet, because they're secretive, because they're submissive, because they do take care of their men, they do stay at home, they do shut their mouth, they are not in your face. They don't go out and comment on blogs, the unicorn blog. And if you went to something called a unicorn blog, it would be full of loud, demanding, brash, brackish, soured, spoiled, ruined women. Not unicorns. They would be U-Waltz. Unicorn women are like that, right? They're not, women aren't like that, not real women. So anytime I see a female of the species, I suspect she is a feminist. When she opens her mouth, she will reveal herself as a woman or a feminist. And a woman won't talk to you. Oh, I've suspected a lot of women of being, or feminists of being women. You see them in the store, they're pretty, they're quiet, they're wearing high heels, they take little steps, they look cute, right? They're not loud, they're not blabbing their mouth on their phone, you know, but you don't get to talk to them. They look at you, if they look at you at all, and move on. So do I hate feminists? No, I don't. But I do know that feminism as an ideology is evil because of the destruction it does. If feminism produced good results, don't you think you and I would be singing its praises? If feminism was good for women, don't you think all feminist women would be happy? Right.